you might get a sense from that what my MRI results were from last week. Today's June 6th, 2023. And yeah, I got my MRI done last Wednesday and I got the results back on Friday. And to my total shock, I found out I have a stress reaction in my femur, the almost exact same place where I had a stress fracture last fall. So last August I had hip pain, and I found out in October I had a stress fracture in the neck of my femur. Before I said head, it's actually the neck. And now it looks like I have a stress reaction in the front of that neck of that femur. So it's literally just like millimeters apart. If that, I'm not sure, but it's super close, and that's why the pain has been in the exact same place. And the doctor told me she wants me to be on crutches, obviously, and to not run for 6 weeks. So I was in total shock because for the 10 runs before getting the results, I did not feel any hip pain, like literally none. And I thought I felt a little something on my right hip, maybe 11 runs before that. But there's nothing wrong with that hip. But I do have hamstring tendonitis. So in the back, below the glute, there is some hamstring tendonitis. And that is not a surprise because I did feel something during one run. But the stress reaction on the left side was a huge shock, and I think it has been around for a while. And that's why I had been feeling pain in that area for a lot of this year after starting up running again in January. So in August, I had hip pain, found out in October I had a stress fracture in the neck of my femur, and then I started running again in January, a few times a week, 2 to 3 times a week, and almost immediately I felt pain again in my left hip, and so I had to reduce it down to 1 time a week. And then a month before Boston, I was feeling enough pain that I had to stop for 3 weeks, and then the week leading up to and including Boston, I ran 3 times. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 times, including Boston. And then the following 3 weeks, I didn't run again. So I think what happened was I was running enough to keep the stress reaction from fully healing, but not enough to make it turn into a fracture. And I do think I'm at the tail end of that healing. I don't know if maybe right after it heals that it still kind of shows up in the MRI. I don't know. But I do feel like the end is near and I don't have to wait 6 weeks. Because if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't make sense to that you can't do what doesn't hurt. I can't make sense out of that. So actually, I don't think I'm going to wait 6 weeks. And I don't think I'm going to use crutches. I know that sounds so bad. I'm not really the best patient. But, 7 years ago, I had broken the second metatarsal of my left foot. And that was in late May of 2016. And the doctor told me to wear a walking boot for 6 or 8 weeks or something like that. And I wore it for only 3 hours. So the reason being was it didn't hurt while I walked. And 2, the bone was digging into my shin. The boot was digging into my shin. And I was like, it doesn't even hurt while walking. What's the point? So I kind of ditched it. And then that October, I ran a low 310 at Chicago. And I was actually disappointed in that. Now I feel like that's kind of so ridiculous, but I was. So, obviously, I was fine not wearing the boot. And I was able to train it and squeeze in a quick training cycle and get a respectable result. I was disappointed because I had run a 310 on a hot day in Boston that year. And, that was so much worse weather and a lot harder course. So I felt like I was disappointed that I ran almost the exact same time. It was literally just a few seconds apart. So Now it's like I would kill for that time, but that's what it was at the time. And I think it's proof that I can get back and I have time. I feel like if I can at least start training in July, I should be able to pull out a full training cycle and be okay. I just need to like truly listen to my body and stop if I feel pain. So yeah, that is the update. I truly feel like if I can get through this, it'll serve me. Like even with the ankle, everything, all these obstacles and challenges that I've ever overcome, I feel like having overcome them has made me stronger, and this is no exception. I truly feel like this is just another thing. I just need to get through it, and I'll be stronger as a result, and it will serve me. And yeah. So now the goal actually is just to get to Chicago healthy. I really am letting go of any time goals. I don't truly, it's just about getting there healthy, and then maybe I can build from there. I felt before that it was a really important race, but I'm kind of just like letting that go, and really prioritizing just getting there healthy. I don't think that the crutches will make me any healthier than not using them, and it, I think it's good for me to have that weight resistance. Actually, that's like bone building. So yeah, I mean, who knows if that's the right call, but I in my heart I feel that's the right call. So that is the update. I haven't run since last Thursday, and I'm gonna hold out for as long as I can, so fingers crossed. Hope you're well, and until next time, bye.